home to Africa and Nigeria now. We switch to Victoria Island, and our focus is on diesel, energy security and energy affordability, of course. So according to the National Bureau of Statistics, from the latest number, they show the average retail price of diesel increased by 64.58% from 854 naira 32 kobo in August 2023 to 1,406 naira 5 kobo in August 2024. Some people have said, well, PMS is like the same, on the same level with diesel. Now, I wonder what changes that will do to consumers. Well, we're going to talk about this now with Teva Kumeka. He's an analyst with Financial Derivatives Company. Hi, Teva. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Annie. Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Good to have you. So this parity between diesel and petrol, how do we see it affecting demand of both commodities?
Yeah, we have seen in the last 3 months that the price of diesel and PMS have narrowed due to certain factors that have happened in the economy. The major factors affecting the petroleum sector include exchange rate volatility, global crude oil prices, local supply issues, and subsidy removal by the government. Exchange rate is linked to the price of diesel. So and diesel is heavily imported in Nigeria. So a weaker currency will increase the price of that commodity, and which will lead to high prices in the country. These have impact on businesses and households, because businesses depend on diesel for power generation and transportation. So these manufacturing firms, once the price of diesel increases, their cost of operation also goes up. If they can't transfer this cost of operation to consumers, then it leads to narrowing their profit margin. The impact on household is in two forms. We either have a direct impact, which the immediate increase in the cost of transportation, and the other one is the indirect impact, which is increasing the price of goods and services. So as price of production increases for businesses, which is transferred to the household or the consumers, then the price of goods goes up. Then that also leads to high cost of inflation.
So now that we have the crude for Naira policy, even though I haven't heard that there's going to be a fixed rate, so that means even though Naira is being paid for crude, it's going to be at existing exchange rate. How can we expect that to impact us as we, get into the deregulated environment for our petroleum products?
Yeah, that's a fantastic policy to deregulate the markets. And the benefits of that policy is to ensure that there is improvement in local refinery. We also there is less pressure on foreign reserve. Then we have increased competition in the markets. Then market becomes efficient. And efficient markets, the markets where resources are efficiently allocated. So the price of this commodity is determined by market.
So today you have decided to be funky.
Of demand and supply.
TV.
So going forward, these are the benefits.
I hope you can hear me loud and
there are
clear.
certain risks attached to this. We have seen this afternoon, the National Bureau of Statistics released inflation for September, which increased from 32.15 in August to 32.70 in September. Then there's issue of policy implementation. There's a sequencing. You have announcement, you have policy, and you have implementation. If this policy is fantastic, but if it's not properly implemented, it will only be in black and white. So going forward, we'll ensure that in the short term, there's increase in price of commodities, which will lead to high inflation. But in the medium term, we'll see increase in competition in the market efficiency, which introduce new entrants to the market, and the product becomes saturated in the market, then the price is likely going to come down. And that's why we're projecting by end of December, we're likely going to see the price of diesel trading around 10.50 by the end of December. What are the factors that are going to drive this price to be around 10.50 by end of December? We have global factors, which include macroeconomic activities in China and in US, who are the major consumers of diesel. So, but in the past 6 months, we've noticed that there is slow economic activities in China, and this slow economic activity leads to lower demand for diesel and other petroleum products. Then we have also noticed that the Chinese manufacturers are switching from diesel-empowered truck to liquefied natural gas-empowered truck. So this switch and the slow economic activities in China will lead to lower demand.
All right.
The diesel, and this lower demand will lead to excess supply in the market, which will further drive down the price.
The price, yeah. Thank you so much, Taiva Kumeka. Thank you for that analysis this afternoon, Taiva.
Thank you very much for having me.